Okay, let's invite Paige. Invite. Hey, Brittany. Paige. I was gonna say, I'm like, wait.
Hi,
There you are. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us. I wanted to, for everyone watching, because I'll be sharing this replay everywhere. For everyone watching, my name is Patricia Dunn. I'm the founder of Crafter. We connect artists like Paige with people in the United States looking for commissioned artwork. So we wanted to do this interview today to talk more about Paige and what she does and all of that. So Paige, do you mind introducing yourself and kind of giving us some background?
Sure. So, like she said, I'm Paige. I go by Paige Lauren with my artwork,
Okay,
and I'm from New York, and I've been doing art since about 2013.
awesome. And so I didn't realize you go by Paige Lauren in your artwork. I was going to ask you your handle and on Instagram, and then also I think there's a coloring book that you sell. It says makeup.
Yes.
Um, so where did that nickname come from? Where is that from?
In college, a lot of my friends used to make jokes about my name, like, "Oh, let's turn the page." So I just kind of said, "Make up the page" was just kind of like a fun play on words, and I
Oh,
just
that's
kind of went
funny.
with it.
So, awesome. So you wrote your bio on Crafter, and you said that you are a essentially pop art illustrator is kind of what I put together, but is there a better way that you would describe kind of like your artwork or what you do?
I would say it's very like tranquil and whimsical.
Well, yeah, I know. Yes, that. But I mean, like, is there a medium that you really like? Because I know you use, I think you said paint pens, and you'll
Yes.
use, I don't know if you use painting or if you, or paint, or if you use any other kind of like type of, hey everybody, as everyone's joining on, awesome, thanks for coming. I wasn't sure if there was other things that you like to work with.
Yeah, I usually work. I love alcohol markers, but I'm trying to
Mm,
kind of grow more and do like more colored pencils, paint pens, kind of mix all
gotcha.
three together.
How do alcohol markers work? I don't even think I've heard of that before.
I actually started out using Sharpies and just kind of learning how to like blend them together. And then I heard about Ohuhus and Copic markers because those are the
Okay.
big alcohol markers.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much similar to like a permanent marker in the sense they'll bleed through the pages, but you can blend
Okay.
them, you can layer them, and it's pretty
Oh,
fun.
interesting. Yeah, because I've heard of alcohol paints where like people will have to be really careful and they're like using blow dryers and it's like a whole thing. So is it something that you can just draw with, or is it something that you have to be like super careful with?
No, with alcohol markers, you can just draw.
You can just draw. Awesome. Okay. Now I know you like to do mixed media as well. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. Um, I've kind of started playing with that this year, so it's a new thing for me. Just like I say, I like to mix like alcohol markers and colored pencils or colored
Mm.
pencils and paint pens and just
Yeah.
kind of have fun with it.
Yeah. Is there like a topic that is like your favorite thing to draw or to paint or
I've done a lot of mandalas. Those are kind of my favorite.
yes, yes. I really like the one, I think it was the one that you made for your mom, I believe you said, the black and white one.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that one.
hanging in our bathroom here in the house. So, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. That I really liked that one a lot. I saw too, so you have a lot of artwork that's like food related, right? So you have your ice
Yes.
cream and you have like all the other foods. And those are really fun because they're really bright and it's like a fun cartoon style. Is there anything that kind of inspired you to start doing that kind of work?
It's just a love for food. And like the most recent one, the popsicles that you've seen, was kind of like fun for the summertime, and also getting into bullet journaling. A lot of people were using popsicles, and I was like, oh, that'd be fun to draw.
Yeah, awesome. Now you have a background in business development, which
Yes.
I thought was interesting. It's funny, I went to school, my background is health administration. So like I was working before this, I was working in the healthcare field. Um, but I was curious, I know you're trying to do a lot more with I saw how much you were advertising in terms of trying to do illustration and logos and things like that. So is there a direction that you want to go with that kind of work?
I'm definitely looking for marketing because it kind of mixes the business side and the creative side.
Hmm. Awesome. Any particular field that you'd want to work with? Any maybe food?
Maybe I've been doing like social media marketing as well, so that's another thing I do.
Yeah, very cool. Is there a specific platform that you like to work on? Is it Instagram or somebody somewhere else?
I'd say Instagram.
Yeah, awesome, cool. I seem to, for me personally, Instagram has been the it has kind of a learning curve for sure. There's still stuff I'm learning how to do on Instagram. Um, but it's one of those things where I feel like it's the easiest in terms of me growing network wise. So that's been really good. I did recently, and I'll have to share it with you. I saw a podcast of it was Miriam Schulman. She does a podcast, and it talks about how every single platform has their own kind of it's not so much the algorithm, it's how your bio affects how many people view your page. So they said Instagram rewards you by putting like emojis in your description and your bio, which I'm like, I didn't know that. And like what LinkedIn can do and what, like what you should write on every single thing. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting because there's so much stuff to try to remember with social media in terms of how to network and how to advertise and like get people to actually see your page that it can be really, really overwhelming.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay. Now you also have a coloring book I mentioned a minute ago. It
Yes.
was Makeup the coloring book, right?
Yep.
Right. So what can you give us an idea of what kind of coloring pages are in that book? Like what because it on the of course Amazon only shows you like the cover and you're like, okay.
Right. Yeah, that was kind of my pandemic project was working on the coloring book. So some of the designs I had made in like 2015, 2013, and some of them were brand new, like I had just made them for the coloring book.
Gotcha.
And it was pretty much designs that I was selling print on demand and then just
Mhm.
things that were kind of popular at the time.
But yeah, so are they the mandalas or are they certain like can you give me examples of what we find in there?
Yep, it's a lot of my mandalas are in there. There's like a big inspirational one that's like, oh, be friendly, be kind, be
Uh,
yourself.
that's fun. Yeah, so it's funny because I remember years ago there was a huge boom in coloring books because they use it as a stress reliever, right? So it's like good to just sit down and color. You know what I mean? And try to like find your happy place. Like try to like woosah, you know what I mean, after a long day, just get some artistic, color and stuff. And so it's funny, I actually really enjoy, I think coloring books are great. So I think that was a really good idea because especially if people are pent up at home, everyone needs a minute to
Exactly.
sit. Yeah. Brittany says it helps with anxiety for sure in the comments. Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes you just need to do something, you know what I mean? Color, paint, whatever your outlet is. So I thought that was really, really fun. Um, Now I know you want to get into logo design too. Have you done logos for anyone yet, or is that something that's like an aspiration?
I actually revamped my logo myself, so I created it in Canva actually.
Oh
Like,
yes, I love Canva.
yes.
I love Canva. I
And
use Canva for all my advertising.
yeah, I did my business cards with Canva too, so I'm
Oh, very
learning
cool.
that. So I'm trying to get a little bit into more graphic design, a little more. So that's kind of a goal of mine, is to get better at graphic design.
Yes, yeah, that'd be awesome. I tried to do my business cards on Canva, but I ended up making them on Canva and then ordering it through somebody else. So I don't know if there's a way to order cards through Canva, but I totally didn't know how to do that. So I made the images and then I ordered business cards outside of that. So I was like, oh. Um, so another question that I had is I saw that you have gone to comic conventions before, or like, Comic Con or stuff like that.
Yep.
Do you like to cosplay at all, or is it just like fun to go, or tell me more about that?
Yep. I've been to New York Comic Con. This year was my sixth year going, and I've gone in costume every year. It's just kind of a fun experience. But I think they do have like a whole artist section called Artist Alley,
Oh,
and I would
fun.
love to do that one year, maybe get a table there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of my goals too, is I need to start getting I've been going to a lot of art conventions, but I need to start like renting a table places because that could be really fun just to talk to people and see. Oh, obviously COVID has been kind of a bummer with, trying to do a lot of that stuff, but hopefully that'll calm down and people will be able to do more of that kind of thing. So I'm curious, what characters did you go to the Comic Con? Which characters did you go as?
One year I did like Despicable Me Minions. Another year I did from the cast of Riverdale. I did like one of the cheerleaders.
Nice.
This year I did Julie and the Phantom's costume.
Okay, there you go. We had another interview too with Nasir. He does zero waste cosplay, and I thought that was really fun. So I don't know if you've seen that one on one of our interviews yet, but he pretty much takes whatever he can find in his house and make cosplay out of it, and it's amazing.
That's so
So
cool.
yeah, I'll have to tag you, have you guys connect because him and his wife are super talented. It's amazing. Yeah, I've gone to Comic Cons before. I have never dressed up, but cosplay is one of my goals because you can do any level, you know what I mean, of cosplay and still have a really, really fun time. Some people get so super into it, and it's just so much fun to
It
see
is.
everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. So other than art, is there any other interests that you have? It can be art, but is there any other things that you want to get into that you're interested in that you'd want to learn more about?
I'm pretty big into pop culture. It's a big thing. That's why I love going to Comic Con, because, everything is like pop culture there.
Yeah. Any area in particular or just in general?
Just in general.
Just in general. I know I was talking with Sam. She's another one of our crafter artists on here, and she's another one that's super into big into pop culture. She likes to do embroidery, and so she loves that stuff too. So that's good to know that. It's good to know that. Um, is there any other topics that you can think of that you wanted to share about yourself or
Uh, I have to think. I think I've shared pretty much most things,
because you
about
do
like
have
art.
a lot going on because you're obviously on Crafter and then I've seen you sell those wallets and shoes and so you've had, coloring books. I feel like you're trying to get a little bit everywhere.
A little bit, yeah. I like
Yeah.
kind of trying to expand and be like a Jill of all trades. I think that's the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess you can't say jack of all trades, Jill of all trades.
Yes.
There you go. Um, yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much all the questions that I had for you. So, if I'm not forgetting anything, nothing else, nothing else you want to share with people? Okay,
Um,
cool.
yeah.
So, I really appreciate you joining us tonight. And of course, anyone watching, please check out her page. She's on Instagram as well.
Yes.
Make up the page. I'll tag her on the replay of this, so if you want to check out all of her artwork, and then of course she's on Crafter. So if you have anything that you want to ask her to make. Now, I did see too, before I wrap this up, you do character art as well, don't you?
Yep. I've done some collages of like, of course, those don't sell on my print on demand sites. Those are more like custom made.
Right.
Like you can ask me like, hey, I want Star Wars characters in a collage, or I want Disney characters.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I did see all the Disney ears. It was
Yes.
all different Disney ears. Yeah, 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 yeah. So if you're a Disney fan, if you're a Star Wars fan, think of Paige. Visit her site.
Yes.
Visit Crafter. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you come jumping on live with me. It was awesome.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate you. Comment your favorite pop art in the
Yeah.
comments. All right. Well, you have a good night.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.